Reaching the end of 2024, I really do think that this year has really been a year of people just doom scrolling, and even me. And it's just the fact that it's growing so much of an addiction of how doom scrolling is literally so addictive. And I'm even prone to it, even though I asked you guys to not doom scroll. And it's so psychologically addictive, and I don't really know the behind the scenes, but it is atrociously so damaging to our mental health. And this is actually going to be one of my topics in my history projects in school, but I'm not really here to talk about that. But I just really want to talk about this issue right now. It's the fact that doom scrolling, especially for hours, and how each video can get you hooked and keep you watching for hours on that social media platform, can really reduce your time, can really waste your whole entire life, waste your time that you have on this earth, and that you aren't willing to trade it off for a hobby. Just the fact that doom scrolling has really taken most of our lives, has taken most of our habits, our hobbies, and the activities that we always love to do. Sports, going outside, running, and really spending time with loved ones. All of those were gone because all due to doom scrolling, and that we're really laying on our beds, we're laying in our comfort zone, and we're always scrolling on these social media platforms, and that we're always engaged, we're always entertained, we're always getting our dopamine receptors absolutely fried. And this is probably one of the most common issues that I see whenever I see people on their phones. How whenever they're bored, whenever there's nothing to do, people are just defaulted to scroll. They're defaulted to go into their phones because it's like some sort of comfort zone to them. And it really shows their weaknesses, that they can't handle boredom, they can't handle silence, that they can't really stay still. And it can really kind of inherit into this problem of ADHD. We're unable to focus because of this one thing, and it's called a phone. And just the impacts of just doom scrolling is an excess of wasting your time. It is filling up your brain with unnecessary information, unnecessary content, and it's absolutely just making your brain fill up with these things that shouldn't really be in your brain. And it's going to probably replace the things that you've learned that are actually really important. It will make your brain foggy, and your dopamine receptors, as I said, will be fried. Therefore, your dopamine base level is going to lower down, which means that you're going to seek more and more pleasure and seek more dopamine because of that low base level. Therefore, how do we increase it so that we can be able to control ourselves, be able to seek less dopamine and not be entertained as always, is actually just by exiting your comfort zone, getting in a cold shower, hitting a gym session, and just walking outside. Those are one of the most natural dopamines you can ever get. And unless, unlike a phone, unlike anything else that has any technological or psychological effects, and just to get back on the bad effects, it can also just make you unable to focus on certain things of life. Whether you're in school and you're unable to focus, or you're unable to focus on your main work. Therefore, if you replace doom scrolling with something else, or we don't do it entirely, we can be more well-rounded. We can be more filled up with our own ideas and filled up with our own imagination instead of these content, that we won't experience brain fog anymore, that we can actually seek to do the activities that we had loved to do, spend time with loved ones, and really to just go ahead and do the hard things, that you're able to have the ability to endure and therefore chase the hard things in life. That's why doom scrolling is such a big thing and a common thing throughout earth and throughout people that have phones and technology. And it really comes to the question of my perspective as a content creator. If I want people to get off of social media, then why do I post on social media? And I will try to be completely honest. It's just the fact that I truly want to inspire people and bring them into this self-improvement niche and really help them and cultivate them mindset to actually improve their lives. Therefore, I'm kind of putting myself out there in the social media world and marketing myself as a personal brand, as a creator. Therefore, to sell my product, to sell what I want to give to the customer. And that's changing their lives completely. But yeah, that's about it. But just to really mention and emphasize that every time that you spend on doom scrolling, you have to really realize that you are literally wasting your potential, you're wasting your time. And all those times that you spent on doom scrolling can really compound to many years wasted. Like whenever it comes to that moment where you feel like you're gonna doom scroll, you might not feel an effect, you might not feel an impact on your mental health, and you feel like it wouldn't completely change you at all, so you do it anyways. You do it because you don't think that it would actually harm you, but you do it because there's no effect or there's barely a little effect. And that's kind of why we mostly settle for that dopamine, for that instant dopamine. And yeah, that's all I can really say. And doom scrolling is also a problem for me, and I definitely need to focus on that if I truly want to get into this business and entrepreneurship level. But yeah, doom scrolling is a curse.